Does green cardamom influence Sirtuin-1 activity, a protein tied to cellular aging? Early biomarker-level research suggests a potential link, highlighting cellular and antioxidant activity alongside inflammation regulation and digestive restoration. Similarly, a natural compound may be physiologically valuable by supporting a disrupted or stressed internal chemical environment. Even if it does not directly stimulate growth factors, it may still be relevant in holistic sports nutrition related to body composition, metabolic health, and recovery. We consider this. Biological observations suggest that regulating inflammation may create a more permissive environment for cellular recovery and tissue growth. Therefore, indirect mechanisms need not be dismissed. And this is where cardamom may hold relevance within sports nutrition recovery diets. Cardamom is long-standing and widely used in the Eastern Hemisphere, often chewed for digestive benefits, added to foods, and as a herbal tea. This segment draws on available research and empirical inference to explore why green cardamom, Sirtuin-1, and inflammation appear to associate, and how that may translate to athletic recovery downstream as part of our broader exploration of holistic growth and recovery constituents. Research suggests Sirtuin-1 is a protein enzyme inside human cells that appears to support metabolic and antioxidant activity. This includes cellular cleaning, energy production, and regulation of inflammation and metabolism. Further, its role is to remove small chemical tags called acetyl groups from other proteins, a process called decetylation. We could think of Sirtuin-1 as a molecular maintenance switch. When it removes these tags from the right target proteins, it may shift the cell toward repair and energy efficiency rather than growth and storage. Additionally, they state that Sirtuin-1 appears to function best when supplied with NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, a molecule generated from food that naturally shifts across life phases. It tends to become more active in a lower energy cellular state, such as fasting, calorie restriction, or exercise, and less active when cells are constantly fed, which we explored in our autophagy segment. From these observations, it appears more active when we eat less or move more, which is why some call it a longevity protein, though this seems to be more of a probable association than an absolutely conclusive one. So Sirtuin-1 may be best understood as a marker of metabolic and cellular health. There may be multiple candidate mechanisms for cardamom's effects, phenols, polyphenols, minerals, and 1,8-cineol among them. For example, Haydarian and colleagues, 2024, observed that green cardamom potentially reduces inflammation specifically by downregulating the expression of COX-2 and iNOS, and by decreasing inflammatory cytokines such as interleukin-6, among others. They also note that one of the major compounds in cardamom is 1,8-cineol, which possesses anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, alongside potential protective effects relevant to cardiovascular health. It's also worth noting that Sirtuin-1 appears to respond more broadly to polyphenol-rich foods, periodic fasting, and physical movement, not to cardamom alone. Based on these research observations, if certain compounds in cardamom potentially lower systemic inflammation, it is reasonable to suggest their activity may shift the cellular environment, a shift that could support growth and recovery processes. Natural compounds rarely work through a single lock-and-key direct mechanism. Instead, they tend to act on broader biological networks, such as interlinking pathways, potentially yielding systemic effects that may be overlooked in pursuit of the direct causation model. So essentially, observations may need to move beyond isolated markers toward downstream outcomes, which, in an abstract sense, is the approach traditional and holistic disciplines have long been based on. We offer this as our own inference, grounded in the research and practical experience discussed here, rather than a settled conclusion. Lastly, Zhang and others 2024 also detail that cardamom consumption may improve specific cardiovascular metabolic biomarkers and potentially confer protective effects. Based on individual suitability and health status. Subscribe. Go deeper. Holistic high-performance health.